Hey everyone, welcome back to On the Clock. Clearly, I am not Jackson Reed. I am replacement Jackson Bezdek, here with the boys today. Reed couldn't make it. He's up in Indianapolis to cover the KU Duke game tonight. So I decided to come in here and help him out a little bit and just run his show, I guess. So since I haven't been here in a while, Jordan, what are we looking at? How's the scoreboard looking?
Yeah, luckily I get to do the scoreboard overview this week because, as you can see, once we flash that scoreboard up for you, Reed did go 6-0 again. Veen and I both went 4-2 though, so that puts the standings at 43-17-3 for Reed, 29-31-2 for Veen, and 29-33-1 for me. Veen and I are still head-to-head.
But yeah, you're still last.
Okay, by like a game and a half. Veen, I'm being nice to you today. Would you like to tell us about any good bets you had last week?
No, but I'm just going to say I'm very disappointed in the Tulane Green Wave this weekend. That was one of my locks this weekend, and they really disappointed me. So that was the one that kind of hurt. I said a really corny joke that everybody laughed at last week called Ride the Wave, and now it just looks in shambles. So
do you remember what Tulane's
Wave
from
crashed.
now? Veen?
I don't care. I still don't care.
So that's a no. Yeah, we had a good week for us. Veen and I were both over 3-3, which is unknown territory.
If everybody's over 500, that's a great week.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a great week for us.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna look to keep things going. But first, we are gonna hear from Jackson Reed. He had some pre-recorded locks for us this week, so he's gonna give you his 3 NFL locks first.
Covering the Kansas basketball game, but you're still getting my 6 locks of the week. Let's get it started. NFL-wise, Commanders money line at the Texans. Texans suck. Give me the Commanders. Bengals -3 at the Steelers. The Steelers peak a little bit too early. They won last week, not winning 2 in a row, especially not against the Bengals. Give me the Bengals -3. And lastly, of course, the wagon. You know what's good. Giants -3 versus the Lions. It's in New York. Giants going to win that game by 3, maybe by 10. I don't know. They're going to win and cover.
And now that we are done with that, I'm going to get us started with our live locks. Thank you, Jackson, for taking the time and effort to still try to do good on the scoreboard for us this week. I'm going to get us started with Falcons -3 against the Chicago Bears. Very early in the year, I started by picking the Bears money line, and they won, surprisingly enough.
Let's bring that up.
I did it the week after that. They did not win. I've stayed away from them since then, and now I'm coming back for vengeance, though. I think the Falcons are going to cover -3. They have a 6-3 record against the spread. The Bears are 3-4-1 against the spread. One of the best teams against the spread versus one of the worst teams against the spread. I know the Falcons didn't cover last week, and I know I took them last week. So hopefully they can have my back this time and win by more than 3 against Chicago.
That'll be a fun game. Couple of frisky teams.
Yeah, not a game that I'm going to watch, to be 100% honest with you.
I'm watching. Justin Fields is watchable. 100%.
He's been watchable the past 2 weeks. I don't know how confident I am in him to stay watchable, but only time will tell. Next, I'm going to go back to my mild wagon from earlier this year. The Jets +3. Half the reason I'm doing this is in spite of Veen, because the Jets are playing the Patriots. So that's reason number 1. Secondly, the Jets are 11th in FPI rankings, and the Patriots are 15th. The Jets are a better football team by pretty much every single metric, including record, than the New England Patriots. I get the game is in Foxborough, which does make it a little bit different. But the fact that Jets aren't even favored is wild. I think the Jets are going to win this game outright, but if they're giving me 3 points, I'm going to take those 3 points. So Jets +3 is going to be my second lock. Veen, do you have anything to say about that?
Well, see, you gotta remember when Sam Darnold a few years back said you're seeing ghosts over in New England.
Sam Darnold's not on.
Well, Zach Wilson is another coming.
If Sam
Darnold is seeing ghosts, then Zach Wilson is seeing a whole haunted house, because he's thrown 7 interceptions against the Patriots in 3 games over his course of his career. I don't see him changing that. The defense has gotten better from the New York Jets. I'll give him that. Sauce Gardner has been that guy for him this season, and that secondary has been very well. They might shut down Mac Jones, but their run defense still isn't good, and that's what New England is.
I'm going to pause you right there. They will shut down Mac Jones because he's been bad all year. But more importantly, I'm going to get to my final lock here, and I'm going back to that Bears-Falcons game. I think it's under 50. The spread or the over-under is set at 50. I'm going under. I know the Bears' offense has looked really good the past 2 weeks, which is shocking to say. And the Falcons have put up some points throughout the year. I view both of these teams as bad still, and I more importantly view both of these offenses as bad. I know they have like pretty mediocre defenses as well, but I think we're just going to hit a crossroads where the Bears and Falcons, two bad offensive teams, are going to have bad offensive production and go under 50 points, or they both explode for 30 points each, and this doesn't hit at all. Those are kind of your two possibilities. I'm hoping for the under, obviously, but
Hoping for
The Bears are bad. Like, they played the
He's
Lions
hoping
last
for
week.
the
Like,
under.
let's not forget that. Like, they looked good. Justin Fields is fun. That doesn't mean their offense is good, though.
they
still
look
haven't
good
fig-
against the Warriors defense.
Right.
in
They
the
still haven't
NFL.
figured out how to
Exactly.
use Claypool either. So we're kind of still waiting on that.
Exactly. So the under is definitely in play. So those are going to be my three. Veen, what do you have for us?
The first one I'm going to go to is the Broncos and Raiders. Under 42 points, that seems like a steal to me. 42 points. This game is usually set at like 38 points. I definitely like it because, I mean, look, do I have to go over the Broncos offense again? I've done it like 4 times on
No,
this show. I've taken the
you're
under
good.
like 4 times. It's been
No
4-0.
need to beat a dead horse.
It's
So,
abysmal.
and the Raiders, 2 of their main 3 targets this season, Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow, are on IR right now. The only thing they have is Devontae Adams. Really, the only receiver that Derek Carr's used all season is Devontae Adams, and their offense has just not been there. It's been stale. They're 2-7. Give me the under of 42 points. The next one I got, I'm going to ride it with Jackson Reed, him and his mustache.
Gosh.
I had to get a mustache dig in this.
Had to dig it in.
I had to do it. I had to add it. I had to get his mustache in there, but.
Okay.
The Giants minus 3 points. Like the Giants against Detroit. Detroit's not really trying to win games. They've won the last couple with Jared Goff. They always seem to win a couple with Jared Goff. Jared Goff's played well the last couple of games, but I don't think he's going to keep it up against the Giants. The Giants, look, they're a 7-2 team now. I mean, they're nothing to like hate on anymore.
Giants are legit good,
This is
in
this is
my
a nine.
opinion.
This
I
is
agree,
10
I
weeks
agree.
into the season now.
Right, it's not a
saying that the Giants aren't a good team. They're 7-2, -3 against the Lions. Also seems kind of like a steal. Give it to me there. And the last one I'm gonna have is maybe gonna get some speculation for some of the boys here. I know Jackson Reed would not like this bet. He does not like the Cardinals either, but I'm gonna take the Cardinals +8 against the 49ers. The reason why I say that is Kyler Murray is supposed to be back in the lineup this week. I don't know. I'm not gonna say he's going to be. He's supposed to be. He's limited in practice so far, so I'm not 100% on that. But he's looking to be back this week for the Arizona Cardinals. They're +8 against the San
that a
Francisco
good thing?
49ers.
Yeah,
Out of the last 9 games,
I mean-
out of the last 9 games, it has been within 8 points, 8 of those 9 games between these two teams.
So you're banking on Kyler Murray maybe being
I'd feel more
healthy
confident if
as
Colt
one of your
McCoy was playing
locks.
quarterback.
Yeah,
Honestly.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. I mean, I still think they're going to cover.
I'm gonna have to disagree with that one. And
If Kyler Murray plays,
If we're just disagreeing with bets, then yeah, I guess I'll disagree with that too.
Yeah.
I'm
Wait,
so
wait.
terrified of McCaffrey. I don't think I could, in that system, I don't, this is just personally me, I don't think I could ever bet against McCaffrey in that 49ers offense. Don't know. I don't care how many points they're coming
Okay,
out of
so here's the thing. It's a divisional game. It's San Francisco 49ers. It's Arizona Cardinals. They've matched up 2 times a year for the last, decade at least. So this matchup has not gone more than a touchdown spread in 8 out of the last 9 matchups. So these two teams always keep it
that's-
close, no matter how good the
that's a great
teams are.
point.
No matter if Jimmy Garoppolo's playing, if it was Nick Mullins with the San Francisco 49ers back in the day when he got hurt, or if it was Arizona with whoever they drafted with the 10th overall pick. I can't even remember his name now. What's his
Carson
name?
Palmer.
No, the guy.
Josh Rosen.
Yeah, Josh
Yeah,
Rosen.
Josh
Yeah, that
Rosen.
guy.
More
the guy that
recently than
didn't even make it
Carson.
like more than
UCLA.
3 years in the NFL. But even with them, there was still a close. So I can see just like that hitting easily.
All right, it's my turn. These aren't going to go on any scoreboard, as we've been saying before the show. These are just for funsies, you know? So coming into this, I go, I'm looking at this Titans game. They're 7-2 against the spread. I really like that. I've got them plus 3.5 in Green Bay. Just jumped up to 3.5 today. I looked earlier. I think the Packers, they're getting a lot of love right now after their big little comeback win on Sunday. Christian Watson's in the Hall of Fame now, and Aaron Rodgers is suddenly back. Now they got to turn around, play 4 days later, and tackle Derrick Henry for 3 hours. I don't really love that. Green Bay's given up 23 or more 7 times this season. Tennessee's only given up more than 20 once. And since this is a Thursday night game, typically it's going to be a rock fight, going to be kind of low scoring. The Titans are going to control a possession. I like them to at least keep this to within a field goal. My next game, I'm on the wagon. I'm on it. Giants -3, baby. Let's do
There we
it.
go.
Let's do it. We're all here.
Am I the
America's
only
team.
one that didn't take
Also,
the
7-2
Giants?
against the spread. Is Saquon going to rush for 180? Like, probably, right? I mean, I don't.
Maybe.
Detroit's defense is very bad, and Saquon Barkley is very good at running the football. And the Giants, now with the Eagles losing, have a legit chance to win that division. So every game from here on out is going to be a battle for them, and they're going to try and win every single game. The playbook's coming out. Like, anything that Dable's hiding, it's out now. Saquon's going to be used in so many more situations. He ran the ball so much on Sunday, by the way. Giants -3, love it. My last pick, I had to refresh this a couple times. Cowboys at Vikings. Cowboys are favored by 1.5. The Vikings just beat the Bills. So I'm taking the Vikings plus 1.5 at home against Dallas. I feel like I don't have to talk much more about that, but what does Vegas know? That, like, says something's got to be going on
That's
here.
why it's
Why are
scary
the
to me,
Cowboys
though.
favored in Minnesota? I feel scared to take this, but I mean, I feel like it's silly. Minnesota is going to win this football game. They are on fire right now, and the Cowboys, Dak looks off. That offense is kind of struggling. I don't trust them to go into Minnesota and beat a super hot Vikings team. Yep, those will be my 3 picks. Not on the scoreboard, but we got Reeds coming in from Indianapolis, and these 2 guys, those will all be on the scoreboard just like normal. We're going to head to a break right now, and we will be back with some Teaser Tuesday, baby.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to On the Clock, and today we are on the Boulevard. I'm Alex, and today, instead of hearing from Jackson and the rest of the cast, we're going to be hearing from the rest of campus. So let's see what everyone thinks of their lock pick of the week. What is your one, lock pick of the week? If I was going to put my life savings on this game or this bet, what would you tell me to do?
Cowboys money line.
Hawks over.
No.
Heard it here first.
Generally, I'd take Giannis over 30 points.
Okay, Giannis over 30 points. I would take that bet.
Oh yeah.
Every Avalanche game this week.
And the Devils take down the Avs in New Jersey.
Thank me later.
49ers and Rams. Niners cover the spread.
I can say Astros.
Okay. Astros, okay.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Astros to win.
The Phillies take game 1. Their run continues.
The KU volleyball team.
Okay.
I think the Jayhawks are going to win for sure against the Hawks.
Okay.
I think I would probably bet, on a NBA game, probably like the Trailblazers. That's my team.
So Trailblazers just to win.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'm confident that LAFC is going to win the MLS Cup.
That's it. The Philadelphia Union have won the Eastern Conference title.
Okay, what is your number one game that you're 100% sure on this week is going to happen?
Yeah. Can I call my brother to ask him?
Sure.
Hello. Jake, what is one team that you for sure is gonna win this weekend?
USC money line.
USC money line. Okay.
The Williams clinches the game. He's a huge reason why they won tonight.
The Jaguars, Broncos or under.
Okay.
If I'm being honest, I don't really know much, but if KU's playing, I'll just say KU will win.
Okay. KU will win this week. If you were to describe your betting knowledge, what would you say?
None.
What's up, guys? Welcome back.
Welcome to Teaser Tuesday with Jack McGar here. Sadly but surely, the last teaser did not hit. The Cowboys ended up screwing the teaser, but we are having 11 of 12 legs so far on Teaser Tuesday. Let's keep it rolling with this week's 7-point teaser. I'm going to start early this week with the Packers +4 against the Titans. The Packers are in the midst of a playoff run here after beating the Cowboys on Sunday. The Titans' defense is very good, but their offense scares me. Tannehill, Willis, you name it, whoever's quarterbacking them is not good. Derrick Henry is good, but they do not utilize him for whatever reason. The Packers are utilizing their running game with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, and their receivers with Christian Watson. He has a lot more confidence after that Cowboys game. He looks like he's going to have a great rest of the season, and Aaron Rodgers looks like he actually had fun against the Cowboys, which I haven't seen all season, and probably even last year too. I haven't seen him have that much fun unless he's playing the Bears and dominating them against the Bears. I'm going to take the Packers +4. I think they win that game outright as they are favored, but I'll happily take the +4. I think it might be a field goal game, to be honest.
but I will take the +4. The next one I have is the Bills -1 against the Browns. I do not like the Browns this season. I think the Bills, after losing against the Vikings, are going to be on a revenge game, and Josh Allen is going to need this win after losing the #1 seed in the AFC. The Browns don't really scare me. Their offense is not very good. Nick Chubb is great, do not get me wrong, but Jacoby Brissett is not a quarterback I trust against an elite Bills defense. The Bills are going to be at home as well, and I'm hearing 31 inches of snow on Sunday, which is going to be a dogfight of a game. That's why I'm going to tease that line to -1 instead of the -8 that is at right now. I will happily take the Bills pretty much on the money line here against the Cleveland Browns. The next game I have is the Ravens -5 against the North Carolina Panthers. The Ravens are not the greatest at covering the spreads, but neither are the Panthers. The Ravens have a great team. Lamar Jackson is looking for that new contract in the offseason. The Panthers just beat the Falcons, but this is a clear letdown spot for them. The Ravens have a 12-point spread in this one. I don't know if they cover 12, but I'm going to tease that to 7 points down and get them at -5 for an even better spread there. I think the Ravens easily win this by a touchdown. I'm just scared of the 12-point spread. I will happily take the Ravens -5 in this one. The next one I have for you is not the one I like the most, but it's the Broncos +4.5 against the Raiders. Now, this game is going to be a hard watch for NFL fans this week, but the Broncos have an elite defense, probably top 3 in my opinion. I don't know if they're 3 or 2. The Broncos have a bad offense, I know that for sure, but Russell Wilson is still a good quarterback. He's just having a very bad season. And the Raiders do not look like they know what they're doing. 2 head coaches that do not know how to coach these teams. But I'm going to take the elite defense in the Broncos. I think they win this one outright. I think they actually cover the spread too, but I will tease it down to 7 points. Take the Broncos at +4.5 against the Raiders at home. The next one I have for you is the Chiefs +0.5 point against the Chargers. This is a critical game for the Chiefs as they just regained the #1 seed in the AFC. The Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes. I don't know if I need to say much more than that, to be honest. The Chargers have a very depleted offense right now, and their team is just really banged up. You saw that against the 49ers. The Chiefs have a great team right now. They've got an elite offense. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. Kadarius Toney is looking like he's about to break out in this team too. But Mahomes has his weapons, and he's going to utilize them against the Chargers. They're at home in Arrowhead. I'm going to happily take them on the money line in this one. I think the Chiefs win this by a touchdown, maybe even 10, but I will happily take the +0.5. The last one I have for you is the San Francisco 49ers -1 at the Cardinals. Now, I don't love this one either, but I do trust the San Francisco 49ers defense. And with the addition of Christian McCaffrey, this offense looks elite. Christian McCaffrey is, of course, we all know, a great running back. And they have Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and Jennings as well. Jimmy Garoppolo, he doesn't even need to throw a passing touchdown in these games. He just knows how to win games. He knows how to manage these games and actually win them in the end. The Cardinals +8, we don't know if Kyler Murray is going to play or if it's going to be Colt McCoy. I really trust San Francisco's defense here, no matter who's quarterbacking. I don't know about the 8-point spread, as Dylan mentioned earlier. These games are usually within a touchdown. That's why I'm going to tease that down to 7 points there to get San Francisco, -1 point. There you have it, though. That's the 6 teams I'm rolling with. I'll recap it here for you. The Packers +4 at home against the Titans. The Bills -1 at home versus the Browns. The Ravens -5 at home versus the Panthers. The Broncos +4.5 at home versus the Raiders. The Chiefs +0.5 at home versus the Chargers. And San Fran -1 at the Cardinals. You tease that down to 7 points on DraftKings. They give you +450 odds. We are 1-1 on Teaser Tuesdays so far. Let's make it 2-1 after this one, and we'll bring it right back after a break.
Another wagon, Ohio Bobcat football. Ohio -3 at Ball State, Maxion game. Ohio should win that game, no problem. TCU -3 at Baylor, kind of stealing Dylan's wagon. Give me TCU. Baylor, nah. TCU -3 at Baylor, give me. And then Texas Tech, they're hot too, plus 3.5. They're a 3-point underdog at Iowa State. Iowa State, not good. Texas Tech, slightly above, not good. Give me the Red Raiders. Those are the 6 locks of the week. Miscellaneous.
I don't really understand what Reed's obsession with Ohio is, but
loves the Cats.
Hey man,
he loves it.
The first couple of times he took it though.
Yeah, I mean it works for him, so all power to him. I also have 3 NCAA locks. No hockey this week. The Kraken didn't have lines out yet, so that's the only reason that there's no hockey this week. I'll get it started right away with Vanderbilt +14 at home against Florida.
Oh, he's getting tricked by Vanderbilt.
I watched the entire Vanderbilt-Kentucky game on Saturday morning. I couldn't tell you why. There were better games on, but I chose to watch Vanderbilt and Kentucky. And you know what? I'm buying in. The Commodores looked good.
They straight up beat them.
They beat them. They beat Kentucky in Kentucky. That's a hard game. It was cold. It was raining, like freezing rain. That was brutal. And they went in and they won. The defense looked good. The offense looked competent. I don't think Vanderbilt's going to come out and beat Florida. That's not what I'm saying. But I don't think they're going to lose by more than 14 points. So that's why I have Vanderbilt +14, number 1. Next, going into Big 12 football and more importantly, Big 12 overs. TCU versus Baylor, over 58 points. A Big 12 game where the over-under is set at under 60 points is kind of shocking to me, especially 2 of the best offenses in the entire Big 12. TCU and Baylor, I think this is... I think Vegas knows something I don't, because this feels wildly low.
They combined for 20 points together last week, which is why it's so low.
I mean, yeah, but Texas has a very good defense.
Right.
I don't really know what was happening.
Yeah, I agree with you. It is low.
So it feels low. I think they both have a rebound. Neither of these teams have really good defenses, and they have pretty potent offenses, so over 58 points. And then finally, this is my interesting one. Since I am doing all college football, I got to really mix it up. I have the Montana State money line. I'm going to FCS football because
money line
College Game Day
outright
is in Bozeman, Montana this weekend. Yes, you heard it. College Game Day on ESPN, going to their second FCS game of the year. Bozeman, Montana. Montana State versus Montana, the biggest football game in the state of Montana in 10 years. For those of you that don't know, the Montana State Bobcats went to the national championship game last year. They lost to North Dakota State, but who doesn't in the national championship game? They're the number 3.
Right.
They're the number 3 team in the nation. Montana is the number 13 team in the nation. It's going to be snowing. It's going to be -10 degrees, and College Game Day is going to be there. I would advise watching it. It's going to be one of the surprisingly great atmospheres that you will see. Montana State, -125 money line. Lock it in. That is what I am absolutely most confident about. But those are going to be my 3 for the
I wish I could have passion like you have for Montana State for anything.
Just I have a few friends that go there.
That makes a lot of sense. All right, I'm going to kick mine off with some Thursday night college football action. I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to take the hit. I'm going to buy the half point. I'm going to get Tulane to -2.5 at home against SMU. Now, as we know, Tulane just unfortunately... For Dylan, they did just lose.
They crushed me, Bez.
Soul
They
crusher.
crushed me.
But I like Tulane to bounce back this week. They're at home again. SMU is good, though. I mean, there's a reason I'm buying this half point. I actually think SMU is good, and they've competed with really good teams all year. But I think Tulane's way too good to lose 2 in a row. I think they can cover this -2.5 quite easily. They have 8 wins against the spread, one of 6 teams in the entire country with that. So I like Tulane -2.5 at home against SMU. The next one, let's think of a scenario here, boys. Auburn is favored by 6 points at home. You're thinking, Auburn is so bad. Who are they favored against? Well, it's Western Kentucky. But you know what? We're taking the Hilltoppers +6.
Okay,
that's what we're doing. And the reason Auburn's favored by 6 is because they play in the SEC. If Western Kentucky was just Kentucky, they'd be favored. Western Kentucky is a better football team than Auburn is.
They are.
They're 8-3 against the spread. The only 2 teams Auburn has beaten this year in the SEC are Missouri and A&M, both by 3 points, both at home. So it's not like Auburn is going to come out and steamroll Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky went to Indiana earlier this year and only lost by 3. That's another really bad Power 5 school, just like Auburn is. Yeah. So I like Western Kentucky to keep this close. I think they cover this 6-point spread.
You're not going to take that a point and make it a touchdown?
Well, I already bought half a point against Tulane, and I don't want to cheat for all of them. So honestly,
I don't know if that's really.
And
it
opened at 5.5, and then last night it jumped up to 6. So that's when I grabbed it at 6. So it actually was lower. For my last game, I've got USC, UCLA. I'm taking UCLA plus 2.5, and here's why. This is going to be a huge bounce back week. And there is no way with the Pac-12's played out this year that they get to have a college football playoff team. So USC's got to lose at some point, and I think it's going to be this week, and I think it's going to be against UCLA. If DTR hits that last throw in the fourth quarter against Arizona, I know it really wasn't that close of a play that it looked on the highlight, but if they win that game by 1 last week, they're favored in this game. I really think that. I really think they are better than USC. I haven't trusted USC that much all year, and that's why I'm sticking with the Bruins. Huge bounce-back week, mega rivalry game, and a Pac-12 championship berth on the line.
Yeah, UCLA needs to lose out so the Washington Huskies can play in the Pac-12 championship. So I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one, unfortunately.
Everything with Washington for Ziggy. Everything with Washington just seems to be going right, I feel like.
The Huskies are the best 2-loss team in the country.
All right, well, I do agree
That's a good take.
Thank you.
I do agree with Bez saying USC. I've not been high on USC this year. I've said it multiple times on the show that they were not top 5 team when they were ranked 7th really early on in the season. I am also not high on USC, but I don't know if I'm going to be comfortable taking that UCLA game. I thought about taking the over in that game, but it said it's 76 points, which is even high for college football.
I think that's actually the highest I've ever seen.
Yeah, no. When I looked at it, I was like, 76 points. That's a lot of points to cover. Insane. I was thinking about it, but I was like, no, I can't take it that high. So my 3, I found 3 pretty good ones. I'm very confident in these 3. So first, I'm going to go with a team that is 10-0 and in the college football playoff. TCU minus 40 on their money line this week. It's only a 2.5-point spread in favor of TCU versus Baylor this week. So if you want to go ahead, take the spread, you can. I'm not even going to worry about the points. I'm just going to go ahead and take their money line. Minus 140, not very many different odds. Baylor just got crushed by K-State by 28 points.
That was hard.
So that wasn't even close of a game. And now you got to go play a top 4 team in the nation. Come on. Give me TCU's money line minus 140. That's easy. Washington State minus 3 against Arizona. I ain't falling for it. You can look at me right in the eye and tell me Arizona is going to be there. They're not going to be there. I'm not falling for it. Washington State minus 3. Ziggy's going to love it over there at Washington State.
Cougs.
Come on.
I actually
he's
hate
got
Washington State, but.
Oh, you know, at least something with Washington in the name, Ziggy. I'm going small steps here. I got to take something with Washington. But minus 3 against Arizona. I also think that's free. I think this would have been a 10-point spread if Arizona didn't win last week against UCLA.
Completely agree.
Just like when you're saying UCLA would have been favored against USC, I also agree with that. So I think that's why it's so low. I like Washington State minus 3. And the last one, I can't even believe the spread was this low on this one. LSU minus 14 against UAB. For those who don't know what UAB is, University of Alabama, Birmingham.
I love this pick.
So minus 14 for the number 17 or 7 team in the nation, 6 team in the nation, versus a Conference USA team that's 5-5. Come on, that's not. I don't even really have to explain myself on this one. Minus 14 points, that's easy. Give me that. And unfortunately, that's all the time we have for you today on the Clock. But if you do want to see some more content with this, go check out our social media, _KU, and we also have a TikTok up there for you. Check those over the Thanksgiving break, and while you're having tons of fun with your family, get some locks for you. Yeah. But that is going to be all for us from On the Clock this week, and we will see you when we get back from break. You know where to find us.